Hello, hello. I'm back for another round of getting some paint done. Some paint down onto stuff. So let's see what we can do, huh? What's a realistic objective for today, huh? That will be the question. Alexa, turn off Hall of Justice. Alexa, turn on Dynamic Duo. Alexa, turn on Dynamic Duo. You just gotta repeat yourself 3 or 4 times, and before you know it, she'll get it. Eventually, once in a while, Alexa will get a clue. Okay, so the question you might ask, and I know I do, is how do I get this to stop being right in my face? How's that? Is that better? Okay, there you go. Okay, so plan for today. I've got a number of guys that just need basing. And I got a number of guys that need to be done for a D&D campaign I'm leading, and I have things that need to be in a D&D campaign that I'm part of, as in I'm a player. So I have to focus on tomorrow, which I guess is a player. This is one for the campaign I'm currently working on. These are a couple of guys I just want to get a little base. I mean, he barely has any base to work on, so there's not much I can do with it. I'm just gonna. I was just thinking about maybe putting some grass around him, filling it in and throwing grass on. This guy, same basic thing. I have to throw. I'm gonna probably put some uh, my earth on here, which I'm going through a lot of that earth. I'm going through a lot of my brown earth by Vallejo. I'm gonna have to get more of this stuff. This is good stuff for what it is. I probably still got a third, but every time I do these big bases with these small mini bases on them, I fill it in completely, and then I have to go through and do some kind of textury stuff to kind of blend it in, and then you paint it, decorate it, whatever. But I'll probably put some bushes and trees. So this one's got a little bit more work, a little bit more to it than what I can do on the other one. This guy doesn't have much. I gotta maybe get a little bit more highlights on him. There's only so much I can do with this guy, maybe, I don't know, maybe put some lighter shades on the top to kind of make him contrast a bit. But there's, he's what he is. He's brown. He's a brown guy. His horns, maybe I can do something with them. Again, I'm not sure what. I probably have to look up a buck to see what their horns look like and in contrast. And his tail probably get a little bit more fleur and fluff to it. But yeah, that guy needs a little bit of work. But I wanted him out here because he's just another guy I need to get some basing on, along with a pile of guys sitting right there. All these guys over there are my to be worked currently on the docket, and that's not even the ones I'm going to work on today. Woohoo! I'm so far behind. So yeah, I've got a lot to do. So yeah. All right. So current guy I'm going to work on. This one I am not working on today. I want to, but sadly he's just not. He's just not priority at the moment. Um, he's not priority, and that's not because I don't. I mean, he's priority, but not for today. This is a master of distress, something like that. He's a mass. He's a I don't know. He's a bad guy. he's he's a devilish kind of guy. And it's called, I don't know, master of something or other. Okay, so the guy I want to work on today, a little bit more on my monk of the astral visage, something like that. He's the one I'm working on currently. I'm trying to give him astral wings so they look. I, I want him to look a little ethereal. I guess that's what I'm going for. It's kind of hard. And right now they're just blue. I wanted them to be kind of ethereal, kind of ghostly looking. Um, but yeah, it's tricky. I don't know. Yeah. I've thought about maybe doing wisps on it, or trying to get some kind of a glowy effect. Yeah, I don't know. But that's the plan with him. He's getting close to finish. You can see most of his stuff is kind of colored, and he's got a commonality with my other monk. Okay, so because my the guy who's playing, these are all the same guy. All right, so what this is he is a just regular old human monk, but my I have a changeling character, and my changeling character can turn into all these different types of guys. So when he gets his astral visage going, he his face turns into a devilish look. So this is a devil, not a dragonborn, as you might presume. And then this, he's kind of blurry. Yeah, I'll have to check that. But you can see that his outfit, his little robe and pants, are similar in color to his, because he's the same guy. So when he changes, he basically changes into forms of the same character. So not a ton going on with his base. Not a lot I want to do with it. I might decorate a little bit, but ultimately, yeah, I'll always be just adjusting that and kind of tweaking, finishing him up as best I can. He's gotten a lot of work since. I got to try to do his katana, which you can see broke. I have the other piece, but I got to figure out how to paint that and put it back on. Don't know. That's the thing is about resin. Very fragile stuff. Very, very, very fragile. So the only other option is break it off completely and put something else on there that can act like a blade, or maybe even get a plastic blade from another sword from another character and just glue that on. Because then at least if it breaks off from the same spot. It's not as flimsy everywhere else. So, eh, what's the solution? Couldn't tell you for sure. You can't you can drill out resin. I mean, try to get some better, pins and stuff in there, but it's not ideal. I tell you, it's just not ideal. What he does use currently is a staff mostly, but I'm gonna have him. I want him to find a katana so I can say he's using a katana. But he hasn't had that opportunity. He could buy one, I presume. But we haven't been to any shops or anything like that to get a katana. And I've been trying to get my DM to be a little nicer. I'm trying to get him to give me a... Okay, so my guy wants to work. He wants to be able to use his shape-shifting in a fear slash confusion-inducing way, where he's able to see into the eyes of his opposition and or see into the eyes of his target and see their deepest fears, and in his transitions create those things that they're afraid of and create fear or confusion or what's the other thing that I was trying to get that to work. But anyway, so my idea is that I would get an item that would allow me to theoretically focus my powers, focus my mental capabilities, and as such, I want a magic item that does this, and gives me those abilities at least a couple of times, once per day, once per long rest, or whatever. But yeah, it's not looking like he's gonna let me do it. I asked him if I could make such a thing, and he says, "Oh yeah, but that'll take 9 months or whatever the heck it is to make it." And I'm like, well, considering, let's see, we go through about a day every 3 months IRL, so I'll have my sword in about 15 IRL years. So yeah, I don't know if that's ever going to happen. am trying to get my chat up, so hold on just a second. If I can find it. Oh, I see. Huh. Okay, well. Hey, you know the old double click to make things bigger plan? Doesn't work with the chat docs. Okay, so let's get some paint on these guys. This guy's really heavy too. He's actually a metal figure, so he weighs like a ton. So let's see about getting some more paint on this guy. Maybe I'll throw down some of that earth. Let's throw some earth down quick on these guys, just because it's here and it's the first phase in getting these guys kind of based out. So. It's a big mess. Looks like poop. I mean, it really does. It's kind of just looks like poop. I don't know. What am I gonna say, man? Is that not? Is that not YouTube friendly? Did you say poop on live stream? Well, I did say it, but you know, trust me, there are worse words. For that very word, in fact, there's worse ways of saying that. So I'm not going to feel terribly guilty about it. Now I could have just went straight to putting grass down here because I probably could cover it all up, but I'm not going to do that. Look, I'm trying to get in front of the camera, not in front of the. I'm in front of the camera. I'm working. So ultimately, my goal here is just to get enough on here so I can make it kind of balanced, give myself something to color. Put some. Now this one is Martian Earth, which is more like a. It's got like a sandy texture. I recently got me a different Vallejo one, which some people say you don't need because it's very basic and you can use just about any kind of plaster or whatever. But yeah, whatever. I wanted the actual Vallejo one. It's called granite stone or something like that. And the whole point of that one is that it's smooth. It doesn't have the basically doesn't have the grains in it that make it look like dirt. That's for like working like if you want to put down things like you try to make it like an asphalt. There is actually an asphalt color, but it doesn't. It's not really an asphalt. I don't know how. Maybe it's a finer texture. I don't know. And here's a tricky one. I'm going to try to get some of this gunk in here. Hopefully not getting too much. Gosh dang it. Gosh dang it, it won't come off my spatula. It's probably because it's too dry. It really will not come off my... There it goes. And then I have to rub it off my snake. I mean, I guess I don't have to rub it off completely, because you gotta think about it. Snake's gonna get a little dirty, right? It's normal. It's normal for a snake to have a little dirtiness about him. He is kind of scrolling around on the ground all the time. Sometimes the thing refuses to stick to the surface. I keep having to use my snake to scrape it off. Alright. That works. Okay, so now I gotta get something in there, a little rag, a little paper towel, something to kind of clean off the snake so I don't have so much non-snake on my snake, you know? I may have to just use creativity here. It's not really very friendly here. So I'm not terribly worried about having too much, but or having, you know, a little bit, but I don't want it to be like totally covered in dirt down there. Alright, while we're at it, since I got it out, let's go ahead and lay down some layer. This is kind of my go-to. Alright, so I use it for just about all my basing, almost all my basing that's wildernessy or whatever. I mean, I have other base stuff, but it's all pretty much the same. Unless I need a crackly one, in which case like I'm doing like a lava or something. And I usually put that down like over the top of like a yellow or an orange or something like that, so that it looks crackly. That's for like when you're trying to get that cracked earth look, but or you can do deserts with it, that kind of thing. You know, if you just want dry ground. This one, it's just better for just like general dirt. If you're just out there trying to look like just the mud, doesn't have to look like mud. Once you paint it, you know, you can make it look like just about any kind of rough surface you want. I just try to get a layer that's about the same height as the base that it's sitting next to. And then little overlap so you don't see the transition. And then maybe pull it off a little bit. I mean, ultimately, the goal is to try to make it all look like kind of the same kind of ground, and then when you put your bushes down, or I don't want it to be too smooth because this is, you know, the dirt. You might be walking around, but once you get it all, I'm kind of tapping it just to give it some texture. I don't want it to be smoothed out like the scrapes like I just did. The stickiness of my spatula will cause it to not look so flat and smooth, because it is just ground. It is not my, you know, in some cases I want it kind of smooth, like maybe if I am doing a hard surface, like maybe trying to do an asphalt, I'd probably scrape it as smooth as I could and just let the natural graininess capture it. But then usually when I do my basing later, or my final touch-ups when I'm painting this, I have to go over all this and scrape it off, because I don't want, I mean, if you scrape it too much and you just sand the side of it, it just looks like it's got scratched, scraped up. And you paint it, it doesn't do anything but leave you a painted colored scratch. Paint color scratch. So we don't want that either. Alright, so there. Got some basic base, and then I can later I'll color it, start putting some grass on there or something. But right now it at least looks like it's pretty much the same piece of land now, same with him. I'm not going to put any on the other guy, on the devil, because I don't know what I'm putting underneath him yet. If he's going to have a crackly earth or smooth ground, because he's kind of a sophisticated devil. So he might be just hanging out at somebody's palace in his evil devilly ways. All right. So you have to let me know if my mic is coming through. I was told before that it was really quiet, and then somebody else said it was really loud. So I don't know. It's either really loud or really quiet. All depends on who I'm talking to, I guess. Let's tell people, turn up your mic, turn down your mic. Because my thing here says it's coming through loud and clear. I mean, mostly loud and clear. I don't know. Sometimes it seems a little lower. I can't tell why it only goes up to 50%. I'm not sure what the better position for it is. How about now? Is it louder now? No, still sitting about 50%. I don't know why it's doing that. Doesn't go up as high as I would expect it to. It's been better in the past. I don't know. Maybe my mic is dying. I have dropped it a couple of times. Moving things around, it just slides off, gets yanked around, Who knows? Maybe I broke a couple of wires in the cable. I do like this mic though. Most of the time it works really well. So I guess we'll find out if it's gonna hold up for me or not. All right, so I got some bass down on that. Let's get some paint down on this guy so I can say I did something. All right. Time to examine. Let me make sure my camera's focusing correctly. All right. A little better. Yeah, a little bit. They're not great cameras, so I apologize for that. These are just webcams, they're not really ideal for close-up focusing. So, gotta take what I can get. I have so many minis that are on the docket. Like I have this guy, who's also a monk, who's also one of my possible changeling monks. If I ever want to be a dwarf. And I'll probably paint his cloak similar in design too. And then, so the idea is that whenever he transitions, it's like you still can kind of see that he's the same guy, right? That's the whole premise of that strategy. Okay. What can I do with you now? Well, let's fix his teeth. They're still primered. They don't have any real color on them. His mouth doesn't even have tongue color. Let's get some tongue color and some teeth on there, huh? Alright, so tongue color, what would that be? Like a red? Pink? I mean, I can put a red over the grayness and it'll probably look fine because ultimately he's, a tongue isn't bright red, it's more of a purple, right? What's murder scene? Is that a purple? Can't tell. Is that purple or gray? I mean, it doesn't look very gray, but it does have a purple-esqueness to it. Murder scene I can see as being purple, right? Because red and blood and whatever. I don't have a lot of, the other kind of purples are like violets and stuff like that, which are usually very purple, right? Not as, I don't know, why is a murder scene, why would a murder scene be gray? So there's pink. Pink over a gray would probably look like kind of a purple. It would be a dark pink, which is kind of what the tongue is, right? Slaughter red seems like a bit much. What do I have? Oh, it's black red. And then I have Talisar blue, which isn't even on that row. Let's go with a reddish pink. We'll do both. It's not going to take a whole lot of whatever I choose, right? Because this is a very small thing I'm painting. Hey, there you go. All done. That's all it is. Sometimes the little things. The little things. All right, let's put some white on his teeth. I don't know if I... The reason I don't mind putting white, because he's got gray primer, and that white's not going to show as white. So it's going to look kind of... It's going to look kind of gray. Ultimately, I probably should put like a bone or something, like a barbarian flesh maybe, or another bone color like pallid bone, just something of these types. Mix it in a little bit with it just to kind of bring it to a more white color, but I don't want him to be yellow teethy. You know, I mean, he's a human after all. He knows how to keep his teeth clean. He's not actually a devil. He's just a human that's shaped, or well, he's not a human either. He's a changeling. But I mean, after all, if you're going to change, you might as well change into something with nice white teeth. You got control of your skin color. I mean, why would you have control of your bone color, right? So I will probably be doing a couple of things today. One is today and tomorrow. I will be painting again, probably tomorrow. And then before I go to my D&D campaign, where I'll paint more of these guys probably. And then tonight, probably going to be getting together and doing some more of our Baldur's Gate. That's the plan anyway. That won't be until later though, probably a few more hours from now. So yeah, we got some stuff on the docket, or I got stuff on the docket. You're welcome if you happen to be interested in those things. Feel free to stop by, say hi. It's amazing. You know what's amazing? How many people out there want to sell you help to get your kicks, I wonder how many people out there, like actual streamers that are, getting going. How many of them have actually paid to get help? How common is that? How many of them have just done the work? Now, don't get me wrong. I want my streams to do better. I'd love to get some following because I'm trying to I want to get the X case out to everybody. I want to do a new Kickstarter campaign to get that made and start producing it. But obviously that's tricky, right? So the way I use my stream to try to promote the X case, which, by the way, go check it out on Active Minds Games on YouTube and Instagram. And if you like it and you want to be part of the Kickstarter launch when it happens, please go to Facebook, under Active Minds Games, and follow us there. Why Facebook, you might say? Well, that's kind of that's what I used, first of all, to track interest. Because, there's a lot of, what you don't get a lot on Facebook is follows that aren't for the sake of just follows, right? I mean, people only follow you on Facebook. Well, okay, my experience has been people generally only follow you on Facebook if they genuinely have an interest in what that thing is. Now, Instagram, TikTok, you can get some piles of follows or even likes and whatever. But a lot of times I have found that those people are really not, they're not interested much beyond what do you got for me today? They're not really looking to go buy your stuff. They're not really looking to be sold to. They just want to be entertained. And I get that. And it's also, so I say, all right, well, if this does interest you and you want to be part and you want to help us get the Kickstarter up so you can get your own X cases, and which, by the way, I might be rebranding. I haven't decided what yet, though. I've got some ideas in mind. And one might ask, why are you rebranding them? Well, there's too many X cases out there that do different things. It's not a unique enough name. Now, the Mage Cage, which is the original version of the X case, was an original name. There wasn't very many, if any of them out there, but it didn't fit the universal capabilities or the high variety of functionality to me that the X case represents. What it can do is just, it's too... I've thought about things like the Ultra case, the Super case. I don't know. X implies, yeah, it's all purpose, right? X is like, it's anything, fill in the blank. X is the blank, but it's not fitting. It's not doing the trick for me. Anyway, so yeah, that's the thing. Almost too white, huh? As a devilish character, I just feel like maybe they need to be more, I don't know, more not white. that's it, more not white. So maybe I gotta go with the more of a bone color. I don't know. I could go black. That would be kind of something on black teeth. Those are rotten teeth. Alright, so let's see here. What do I want to put on? Alright, so I was using, I think it's Demon Brown, I think is the one I want. Demon Brown. Oh, that's green. Oh, my browns are up here. Oh, the X case. What it is an expandable, ultra configurable display case. Transport, expand, display. Got it covered. You can create your own cases of different sizes and shapes. They have handles that are adjustable for transport. You can carry 1 to 20. 20 would be hard though. 20 units connected is pretty heavy. Each unit will hold upwards of 30 to 60 figures, depending on how you're putting them in there. Now, I do not recommend using them just as a box where you just throw everything in. You can, but come on, you paint your minis. You don't want to do that. So we have magnetic inserts that can go inside the case. You put the magnet down on the case, it sticks inside, it creates a base on the case. And then we sell flex iron, just like this guy has. See, it's like a rubberized metal material on the bottom that makes it magnet adherent. So you can actually just stick it onto a magnet and it'll stay. And when you travel around, your pieces don't flop around inside the case. Now the way you would get, if you say you got 25 millimeter figures in there, you get about 30, 25 to 30 figures on one bottom. If you put a magnet on the top, and I recommend if you do that though, put a little strip of glue just on the ends to pin the ends up a little bit stronger, because as the weight goes, they might try to curl off. But if you put a little super glue just on the ends and stick them up against the top, the rest of the adherent will be fine. You can stick another bunch of minis on top. Now granted, if you got a lot of really tall minis, that's where the adjustment goes. That's why I say it's 30 to 60, depending on how your maximum fit and size, depending on the size of mini. What you might put is a lot of like the little halflings and owl and gnomes and fairies and all that would go on top, and your imps and mephits and all the other tiny guys. And then you put the bigger guys on the bottom. And you can get a lot of figures in there. Now, if you're displaying them, you probably wouldn't want to do that either, because that's a lot of figures to have in one case. It's great for transport. For some reason, you need to take a bunch of guys with you places and don't want to carry a bunch of cases. But they are, for display, I'd use just the bottom ones. Maybe even for 25 millimeters, get a mage cage, which has the little shelf in the back that you can put our magnetic strip that goes on the shelf, and it actually raises the top guys and back, so you can see more minis all at once. So there's a lot of ways to do it. Plus, with the Kickstarter, we're going to make a bigger one for like bigger units. Hey TDL, how you doing, man? Let's see, and then we're going to do a Kickstarter with bigger units. We're going to do shelving that you can configure and put inside the case. So yeah, I got a lot of big plans for the X case on the Kickstarter when we finally get that launched, and we hope that anybody who likes them will be coming along and joining us for that launch. We don't know the date yet. Like I said, the goal is to get 800 people on Facebook that say, "Hey, yeah, man, count me in." I haven't talked to you in a while, TDL, man. Seems like lately you've been pretty busy. Now, granted, I haven't been doing my workout streams, and I know that's what you usually watch more than anything. But, needless to say, still. Been going pretty well, man. I'm actually planning to play some BG3 tonight. Probably won't be for a few more hours, but probably it'll probably be around 9:30 your time. No, I'm sorry, 11:30 your time, so it'll be pretty late. So I mixed his skin color with another color, and I can't remember what it was. I think it was Um, yeah, I can't remember. I mixed it with something to make it more have a more reddish hue, probably with my rust brown or something, which is one of my favorite brown colors, to be honest. I mean, I just like that reddishness. I don't know why. What is it about the rust brown? I don't know, but I like it. BG3, I have not been playing as much as I'd like to. I want to play more. I really do. I've just been so busy lately. So many things. Tomorrow I got D&D tomorrow afternoon. We got BG3 tonight. Probably only get a couple hours in, from about 9:30 to 12 maybe our time, my time. And then tomorrow I'll get up. I'll do some more painting. And then I got D&D, and then I don't know what, and then but I have a long weekend, so maybe I'll get some extra things done this weekend. I have until I'm off through Tuesday of next week. So hopefully I'll get some extra gaming in and some extra painting in, some extra work towards the X case. I'm really trying to focus. My goal is to reach my 800 followers on Facebook, which is my goal to launch the Kickstarter campaign by March. My plan is I really want to launch the Kickstarter next year by June. So if I can hit my 800 by March, that'll give me 3 months to set up and launch in June. Is it realistic? I don't know. But if I get fired from my job, I might have some extra time. Don't ask. Yeah, that's not good. Job is, I'm, yeah, my manager I don't think is too impressed with me. And okay, historically, I've always been very, very successful. My managers have always really liked me, and I'm always very good at my job. This time, I'm struggling. Gotta say, this new job I have, new position, I may have bit off more than I could chew in the time they want me to chew it. That's about what it comes down to. I can't chew fast enough, man. I got too much stuff. She told me the other day, she said, you're not meeting our expectations. It's like, okie dokie. And then she set some goals for me that are basically, you have till the end of, September, and then the roof caves in. So she didn't say that I'm going to be laid off, but I'm not feeling overly confident, to be honest. My days, I think, might be numbered here, so I got to figure out what to do. So I've been applying for new jobs, and I applied for my dream job, which I won't get because I don't meet the criteria for the job. But I think I can do it. And I think I have enough skill or enough stuff to be given a chance to at least interview, but not enough stuff to probably get an interview. I think I could do it. I know I could. I know I could do the job, but I'm guessing they probably won't agree. So alas, I will be I'm just trying to figure this thing out. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll get miraculously things will click and I'll still be working here in a month, but we'll see. If part of the problem is I'll be honest, I'm losing my mojo on doing this kind of work. I don't want to be a software engineer anymore. And that's just it. I've always been really good at it, but it's like, come on, you can only do something for 40 years. It's like, all right, it's only been 30 years, but still, it's been a long freaking time, and I'm just ready to try something else. But how? How do you change careers in a day and age when everything is so expensive that you can never give up your income? I gotta say? Um, well, game design, board games, just games in general. I like the idea. Now, that's part of the problem. It's not a high paying. It's not generally a high paying position for those companies that have it. And but I did find a place. Pokemon USA was hiring, and they were hiring at a position at a price. I think what it is they're looking for like a well-known, well-known game designer out there, and they're hoping that somebody will go, "Ooh, I'm gonna switch over and go work for them." They're not looking for some nobody to come along and go, "Hey, I can do this job." They're gonna go, "Yeah, thanks anyway." It's not really why we offered this job. So they're looking for the best of breed. That's the reason why they're offering such a premium salary on the position. But I can hope. Never hurts to hope. That's all I gotta say. It's like just working, just a job that allows me to work. I mean, I would even be a software engineer at a company like that, at a company that did game design stuff, just because the industry is better. It's just something more interesting to me. It's like gives me something to enjoy. And part of this job is analytics to determine, based on feedback from whatever data they have, determine what's good, a good way forward, what kind of things are liked, what kind of things aren't liked, um, what works, what doesn't, what what balance issues are there based on how things are performing. That's the kind of analytics, and I love that kind of stuff. I love to look at data and just try to make rules out of it, make sense out of it. In fact, I designed an entire game around it. I mean, you don't see that, but the game utilizes it. It was my football game that I created, and I want to get out made. But see, what holds up several of my game designs isn't that they're not good games. It's that they're not they don't have any artwork. They're not. I don't have the graphic design skills. My brain is about the logic, the math, the functional skills. I struggle when it comes to design work. I can visualize something that's nice. I can see something that looks good. I can visualize it. I don't know how good I am at phrasing it. So like if I had to talk to somebody, I can tell them this is kind of what I'm looking for. And if somebody I've gotten with people who were pretty good at that, and they were on the same page. And it's so cool when you have somebody like that, where you can describe something and they just seem to hear in their mind what you're saying. And then they do it. And you're like, wow, that's awesome. And it's like, I just can't do that. I can't put pen to paper or art. Maybe I don't have the patience. Maybe I don't have, it's probably I just don't have the skill. I don't know. I can't visualize and bring stuff to life like that, like some people. And, um, okay, what was I painting? Oh yeah. doing his, I'm doing his, in fact, I think I grabbed the wrong paint. But yeah, I'm trying to do. Um, I'm trying to get those things done, and that's part of like if I can get a successful Kickstarter going. Who knows? Anything's possible, right? Get one thing made, I can do another thing. But that football game I made is so cool. It came out so good. I mean, I think it did. I have one rule, I won't even say a rule, one item in my Kickstarter game that I'm trying to solve. I have not solved it yet. I'm working on it. And that's to is length. I'm trying to get it where you can get an entire game played in less than an hour, so that it can be like tournament ready. Kind of like there's not very many games you want to play a tournament of um, that are an hour or more long, right? Because you don't have time. And so in order for that to work, see, the reason is I want to be able to set up a playoff type playoff setup. Oh, you mean like have AI draw my art for me? that's that's an idea. I mean, I don't know. I've seen it do pretty good things. I don't know how good it would work. I should try it just for fun, just for kicks and giggles. Say, hey, give me a, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how. I've only played with AI, I think, once, and I did. In fact, it was just the other day, first time ever. I logged on, created an account on ChatGPT, and said, "How do you? What are the steps to debugging Angular in VS Code?" And it went into it. It started listing out all the steps and rules. I thought this is kind of cool. I mean, it was not very detailed, but it was but it gave you a lot of things to think about, steps and logic and what you needed to go by. And just that in itself, I thought was very it was helpful. I mean, like I said, it wasn't a waste of my time. So I gained a little bit out of it. I kind of knew what I was looking for. I mean, you could find stuff. I was finding stuff on Google prior to that, just normal searches, but it wasn't giving me what I was looking for. And what's nice about the AI is it gives you more verbose answers and sometimes a little bit more discussion-y. So it's like it might bring up a point in its comment that you're like, oh, I didn't even think about that. And which is, again, helpful. And that makes me want to. Uh-oh, somebody's leaving. Are you leaving me?
Yep.
Where are you going, baby? It's kind of late.
Well, I waited because I don't want to go in traffic. I'm going to go to Costco and get my glasses and prescriptions and a couple of things. Did you want to go?
No, I'm going to sit here and paint a little bit. Unless you had something
Shouldn't be
more.
long.
All right, baby. Love you.
Do you need ice this time?
I think I'm good for a week or so. You'll probably go next week sometime, right? Knowing you. I said knowing you.
Yeah, probably.
I can't think of anything right now.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, yeah, that might be a thing. That might be a good, and that's actually something I think about every time I start to do a task. To be honest, should I stream this? I go, it's like, is this something people be interested to see me go through? And here's part of it is too. It's like, but when I see other people do these things, like you go onto YouTube and go do this stuff, and they do such a good job of like editing it, and they put like screenshots of this and cuts to that, and when they reference something, they pull it in. It's like, that's so good, but at the same time, it's it's something I could do, but it takes too long. That's why I'm not a designer. I don't like to do graphic design, and it's like, I just want to do the task. So you'll see, like, I'm learning, or I'm trying to get better at, when I'm doing a demo, to be good at just doing the demo and focusing on the demo, because I want to do it so that I don't have to do that. Kind of like I try to plan it out so that there's less editing required. And I've only done a couple of things like that. So I try to set up my stuff, get it nice and narrow, try to keep all the fluff out of it, and just try to get to the point. But it still would look better if I had like an intro. I need to get me an intro. I might even hire somebody to do an intro for me. you know, and some of these guys out there, they don't do anything fancy, but they have an intro. In fact, I know a friend of mine who's got an intro, and it's very basic, but it's an intro. And it's like, well, shoot, that's something. I mean, at least it looks, you know, just gives you an air of like professionalism. I don't know. It's just the way, you know, it's just a thing. So it's all just work, but I'm trying to do more. I'm trying to do more. I did actually start a TikTok. I've got 3 videos on my work TikTok now, on my Active Minds game TikTok. Finally got that done. I'm starting to do more. They're just videos of my minis right now, but hey, something's better than nothing. I did. I have 2 of them. Well, I have 2 of them, but I've only used one of them. Active Minds Games, of course. No, actually, is it Active Minds Games? Actually, it's Active Mind. Active Mind Gamer. I decided to singularize my pronoun, or singularize my name, because Active Minds Games is the name of my company. But Active Minds Gamer, I have 2 minds, more than one mind. I mean, I'm smart, but come on. So I decided it was time to take the S out. So it's Active Mind Gamer. So when you go looking for stuff, it's Active Mind Gamer, which is in direct association to Active Minds Games. Um, and so that's what it's called, Active Mind Gamer. And I think I even changed it on my Discord. So if you looked at my Discord, you'd probably see that the name is different. I'm pretty sure. So my personal business ID, which is kind of my main ID, is Active Mind Gamer. Same thing on YouTube and so forth. But then Active Minds Games is my company. So if you see Active Minds Games, it's probably going to be stuff that's just the product and maybe some announcements, stuff like that. It's not going to have a lot of fluff. Unless I occasionally post my Active Mind Gamer on there every now and then, just because of all the wonderful things I does. I don't know. So yeah, there you go. That's how it goes. I don't know anybody who uses Linktree. I mean, I know you've given me like 2 examples, but I go look at all these major YouTubers. I never see a Linktree link. I never see it. Miniac doesn't have one. Squidmar doesn't have one. None of these guys have link trees. And who's the other guy? The other painter guy? I don't know. But there might be some. Maybe there's some Twitch guys using it. I don't know. I don't watch enough Twitch guys. I don't even think. I don't see. I mean, I don't even think. Who's the? Oh, Critical Role. I don't even think they have a link tree. And come on, if there's somebody who's got like 1,000 ways to connect to them, it's Critical Role. Well, if they do, I haven't seen it. Not on their pages. What good is it if it's not on their pages? All right. I'm gonna go to Critical Role's page right now. Here it goes. Let's go see what Critical Role has. See, you got me distracted. Let's bring my mic over here. Critical Role. Let's go see what Critical Role has. All right. So let's see. We'll go. They're on YouTube, right? That's their home nowadays. I don't know. Critical Role. All right, so I'm going to YouTube. I'm on Critical Role. Let's see what they got here. Let's go to their homepage. Critical Role. Let's see if they've got Linktree. 4-star podcast videos, shorts, podcast community. They don't have a community. Store channels. I mean, they have a store. That's what I was thinking about. I want to do a store. I'm thinking about doing I want to do like a T-shirt, a design T-shirt that has like my Active Minds logo, or but changed a little bit. So like Active Mind Gamer, and have some, a couple little just things on there. I thought maybe even make it a hybrid between my striving to be Superman and my Active Mind Gamer accounts, and just have a T-shirt. See if anybody will buy it. I got to figure out a way to get some money. I mean, I'm saying I want to get some money so I could promote the X case more and the MH cage more, and even and do some things more. I want to be able to make my stream better. Maybe do some marketing. I want to get some design work done on the enlarged versions of the X case. I want to eventually get a 3D printer that I can start printing the shelves out. So yeah, a lot of things for that. Now granted, I mean, I might use it for other things too, but that's all besides the point. I mean, ultimately, that's what I want to get them for. All right, let's see. Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, and website. So they actually just put all their links on the page. There's no link tree. That's how they do theirs. They just put them all on the page. Yes, I know it's more work, but hey, for one thing, Twitter or what do you call it? TikTok. You know what? I did not put any hashtags on my videos. I forgot completely about doing that. Hashtags are kind of a big thing there, but hashtags are probably a good idea pretty much everywhere. But anyway, so yeah, Twitter doesn't have, or Critical Role doesn't have Linktree. Let's go see one of these other guys. Four more links. Those are done there. Okay, so let's go see. Oh, no, Miniac. It's another guy I watch. He's actually a really good painter. They make me jealous, these guys. They're so good at their paint jobs. All right, let's go see what he's got for his links.
Hi, I messed up. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Here you'll find tons of content for
blah, blah, blah. Patreon, Facebook, Miniac, and Instagram. Again, no link tree, just the links. Just direct to the links. I like to support the channel link. I should do that. I have a Patreon, by the way, but nobody. I think you might be the only one. I've had like one backer on my Patreon, and it was only for I don't remember if anybody's backing me still. I don't even check it that often. I check it like once every 3 months. I know you backed me for a little bit. I think it was you. Sadly, I don't have anything on there. Or, I mean, whatever. I mean, I don't expect people to back me, but it'd be nice. But see, the thing is, if you don't have the link somewhere, nobody goes to Linktree. I mean, who thinks, let's go to Linktree and see who's got stuff? You go to their website, and on their website, you go to YouTube, and if you're on YouTube, you go check out their links. Hey, how do I reach out to those guys? And you go, okay, let's see here. Well, I got Miniac here. I'll go to his About page. Oh, look, he's got links. Patreon, Facebook, Miniac, Instagram. None of these are Linktree. That's what I'm saying. It's like they may have the link, but what's the? I mean, where are they putting it? It's not on their page, or at least not on YouTube. I don't know. Again, I don't do a lot with Twitch. I gotta apologize with that. I'm just a terrible Twitcher. I'm just not a twitchy kind of guy, I guess, because I got more people when I play video games on Twitch, and I don't see how that's going to help my growth at all. I am growing on YouTube finally. I'm finally starting to get some numbers on there. Okay, so let's see. Miniac doesn't have. How is Squidmar? Let's go check out Squidmar. Now he's not from around here. Squidmar's a British guy or English guy or whatever it is, but he's gotten to be a really good painter over the years. This guy's pretty talented. He does some cool stuff. He does dioramas and all kinds of things. You want to see some cool stuff? Go check out what Squidmar does. He does all kinds of cool, like terrain pieces, and of course they paint. And his buddy's really good at painting, probably better than he is. But he does the main content. Let's see. Where's his links? Does he even have any links on his page? Man, oh, he's in Sweden. Holy moly. I knew he was somewhere far away, but I didn't know it was Sweden. No, this guy don't even, Squidmar don't even put links on his page. Just, I don't even know where his support Squidmar links are. I mean, dude. He's got to have them on here somewhere. I don't see him. Okay, so there's another painter guy that oh, Ninjon. Yeah, he's the other guy, Ninjon. You guys should check out Ninjon. He's pretty good too. He's kind of entertaining. TDL, piece of cake. Stop posting links. Warning. Oops, sorry. I didn't know my Nightbot was. I didn't know my Nightbot limited. Okay, here's the problem with links. It's not that you're posting bad links. It's just that it can be spamming. You're not, because we're talking about it, so I don't have a problem with it. You put content that's regular on there. It's true. Also, you weren't the one. It was somebody else then. I thought it was you. I think it was another guy who's kind of a regular watcher on my fitness stream, and he was backing me for a month or two. But yeah, it wasn't very long. It's not like it's still going. So my Patreon's got, yes, but having it is not useful if you don't put it anywhere. Why would you? It's like I've got money in the bank. I never spend it. It's just sitting it's not in the bank. It's in a bowl. It's not making any money. It's not doing anything. It's just sitting in a bowl. It's not good. It's never in my wallet. It's never in my car. I never have it to spend. It's just sitting in a bowl. What good is that? What good is that effort of collecting that or saving that? It's worthless. It's not gaining any money. It's what it is all it is. So if you go through the effort to make a link tree and then nobody uses it or you don't put it anywhere, yeah, that's it. Yeah. I get that it's easy to use. I just don't. It's kind of like, have you ever gone on to call for customer support and you have to push 14 buttons to get to somebody? I think of Linktree as that. Okay, it's not 14 buttons, but a person can go, how do I get to their Twitch page? So they have to click around on your YouTube, find your about or your channel or wherever it is you put that info, and then you go to the then you scroll down. That's through 2 steps. You have to read down, so that's 2 steps. And then you get down to the links and you read through them. You find Linktree. All my links are here. So you click on that and then say, all right, so that's an extra step. You're taking a step to get to another step. And then you go, it takes you to Linktree, which takes you to a bunch of other stuff. So yes, it puts it all nice together. But if somebody wanted to go to your Twitch, do they want to go to Linktree to get to your Twitch? What do you say? Do you say, if you want to go to my Twitch, my Instagram, my Facebook, my TikTok, go to this link and find it on that link. Go to Linktree and find it there. Yeah, it's one button that takes you to a bunch of other buttons. It doesn't take you to TikTok, it takes you to Linktree, and Linktree then has more buttons to take you to the other places. it does put them all together, so it's only one link that you have to put in 4 different places, and that's convenient for the content creator, but it's not convenient for the viewers. See what I'm saying? Yeah, it doesn't take you to all the platforms. It takes you to links to all the platforms. So it's the same thing as you just creating those links on your platforms. And remember, most platforms don't support. I can see maybe a link tree if you're like at a place where you can only put one link in. Like maybe TikTok, you can't put all your links on TikTok. So you put one link and you say, go to this link, and then this link takes you to all the other links. I could see maybe a link tree for like that. But the point is, it's got to be easy. I think it should be easy for the user, not for the content creator. It should be more, the content creator should put in the work to create more links. I don't create enough links. I'll do it. I promise. I'll put more links on. In fact, I should put that on my list right now. I'm going to put links on all my stuff. Really, the only places where you need to have a lot of links are YouTube and Twitch. Twitter is an endpoint. I don't know that people go to Twitter to go back to your Instagram and YouTube. I mean, you could, but those are usually posts, right? So you post, hey, check out my new video, and then they go to YouTube because that's where the video is. Or, hey, check out the latest functionality of the X case, and it's a link to Instagram or YouTube. So Twitter's about taking you to a singular destination. It's not about taking you to a bunch of locations. People don't go to Twitter looking for your 5 different ways that aren't Twitter. And it's not Twitter anymore, right? It's called X, which is stupid. Does anybody use X? Yeah, I have 2 different channel names, and both channels would have to have those items. Yeah, I wouldn't have my channels go to each other because I don't think I mean, if somebody wants to check out my other channel simply because I tell them, you know, hey, I have a unit of fitness, check out Striving to be Superman. But most people are either into one or the other. I mean, they're only going to follow you because you're in one or the other. They're not following the other one because they're into the other content. They might. There is some cross, and I will mention it, but I won't put a link that takes you to both. It's just whatever. Somebody may not have different platforms with different names. And I don't know. Like I said, I don't see Linktree from any of these people. You said they may own one, but I don't. Like I said, unless they link to it, I don't know what the point is. Let me go check out Geek and Sundry. This is a pretty well-known site as well. Let's see. Do they have Linktree? Facebook, Geek and Sundry, Twitter, the G&S Instagram. Check out the G&S website, Geek and Sundry. But again, no Linktree. And this is just YouTube. I will give you that. I'm not checking Twitch. I'm just looking at the guys that the big, well, I won't say the big content creators, the content creators that I follow. Let's call it that. What is this? Dungeons and Discourse. Have you still watched her? She's actually kind of entertaining. If you like Dungeons and Dragons or stuff like that, some video games too. She plays some of the video games. Her content creator name is Dungeons and Discourse. She does she chats. Mostly she chats. She does sometimes have games going and stuff, but she talks about all kinds of stuff. And gotta say, her accent is impressive. I don't even know what kind of accent that is, but she's entertaining to listen to. I think accents are cool. I mean, I don't know. Squidmore's got kind of an accent. Let's see what she uses. Patreon. Ko-Fi. What the heck is Ko-Fi? She does merch, which is at Discourse, Miniatures, Discord, and Twitter. Again, none of those things are Linktree. Now she's in the United Kingdom. That's probably about right. I mean, if I'm thinking about her accent, maybe that's. It's just I don't even know how would I mimic her accent? It's just like she's like yeah. I'm usually pretty good at mimicking people's accents. I mean, after listening to them for a while, but sometimes it's hard to get going. Yeah, I don't watch her enough. I haven't visualized it enough. Let's check out beachbody.com. Now these guys, they're promotion, right? They want to promote themselves all the time. Beachbody, Facebook, Instagram, and Threads. Threads.net. Oh, that must be clothing. Shadiversity. This is another. Okay, so this Shadiversity. This guy's pretty cool though. He talks about the realism. he'll talk about things like would the 4-foot swords you see in Final Fantasy work in real life? You know, those giant swords that they wear, and can a person really shoot while riding a horse? You know, could you really shoot 3 arrows at a time with any kind of accuracy? That kind of thing. You know, he plays a lot of different stuff like that, and he's entertaining too. Actually, he's cutting back though. I guess he's been kind of sick lately. But he's entertaining guy. His are long videos. He does long videos. All right, Rainwater Games. This is a friend of mine. I mean, I know him from around here. We play games and stuff together. Let's see if he's gotten around. He's got how many people he got? He's got 1,000 subscribers, and he's got 1,000 subscribers, but he's been doing it for a number of years. But still, 1,000. That's only 950 more than me, so that's pretty good. He's only put 15 videos on here, so he's done not bad in getting people, I guess. Let's see what if he's done the Linktree thing. Nope, he just has a merch store. He just goes to Etsy, Rainwater Games. He does. His thing is like arcade games. He talks a lot about arcade games. Does he do shorts? Oh, he has actually done shorts. Huh. His stuff's kind of miscellaneous too, but he does a lot of games. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just looking online. I don't see anybody using Linktree on YouTube. I'm talking about using that Linktree link. Now, if I go to Linktree, yeah, who knows? Maybe they all created one, but like I said, if you're not using it, what's the point? Everything you are in one simple link in bio. Linktree your name. Create and customize your Linktree in minutes. Let me go see one of these guys. I don't know. Like I said, it doesn't. I just don't know that it's practical. I feel like it's just another thing to maintain. It's hard enough maintaining all my other stuff. And I have so much stuff. So much stuff, man. I don't know. I can't do it. I'm having trouble. I'm having trouble keeping up as it is. I could see too if like you're doing business cards, you know, you just put one link to Linktree and it takes you to all their other stuff. And they can go look at all the stuff. All right, let's go see. Tony Hawk has one. It's like go to Linktree, find. See, it's just a long link of things. Wow, he's got a lot of stuff. But where does he? Okay, where does he put this stuff? Bones limited edition signed in a book me on Cameo. 9-inch nails wishlist cover. Birdhouse apparel. 4 wheels and man, he's got all kinds of stuff. That's almost like too much. Nobody would want to look through this list. It's just the list of stuff. I wouldn't want to look through the list. I want to want nobody, but me. I see a long list like this. I'm like, I can't do it. I know I don't have my camera. Sorry, I'm not because that's not what I'm supposed to be doing. My playing THCPS on Tony Hawk. Does he even have? Some of these are just links to things, like a lot of links to specific videos.
Or that thing when your knee just gives out for no reason.
It's not even. It's not even Tony Hawk. He doesn't have like a YouTube or a. Huh. Okay, back to work. I gotta get back to work. Let's drink a drink. Let's drink a drink and get back to work. It's enough distraction. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. It's just, maybe it's not to be difficult, but I don't know that Linktree's for me. Like I said, it looks like it's literally just a list of links that are all you, which is fine, but it seems. I think if I had a lot of things, I don't have a lot of things. I have 5 things. That's not a lot. All right, 6. 6 if you count X or Twitter, whatever it is. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, Twitch, and TikTok. That's it. I do have a Snapchat, but I don't know what to do with Snapchat. I think I just use that to talk to my family. So, yeah. Just don't know. Sometimes I just gotta. It's just like I said, it's another thing to maintain. If I had another thing, oh yeah, let's go through this link. Oh yeah, let's go through this link. Oh, let's go. My list. I don't want my list to look like Tony Hawk's. Tony Hawk's list is like 30 things, and they're just disparate links to all kinds of stuff. Some of them are just links to videos. It's like, go to YouTube. If you want to see YouTube videos, go to YouTube and create a YouTube page. I think he doesn't have a YouTube page, or maybe these are all just on other people's YouTube pages, and so he links to them. Maybe he doesn't have his own, so he just links to them. Which I can see. If you're a person who pops up on other people's things a lot, and you want to have a link to other people's stuff, I can kind of see that. I don't pop up on other people's stuff. Other people don't even know I exist. I can barely get people who are looking for me to know I exist. That's enough about me. How about you? What are you up to, man? How's work been going? I know you were saying you didn't like it for a while there. You were not very fond of the way it was going, but you had some time off, and then you went back. And what's the latest, man? Getting ready to have another break? Because it was about this time of year last year when you had a break, right? You took a few months off. Okay, back to the task. What do I got here? You know what? I'm going to go ahead and put a little color in these teeth. They are just too white. Yeah, it's a little better. It doesn't look as white now. All right, so what color of a rope should I give him? Oh yeah, I put this stuff on here because I was gonna do some tan leather. I didn't put it on. I grabbed it with intent to put it on. I'm back to being distracted. I know I had a big debate about Linktree. I don't know. It's just another thing to maintain. But I will definitely put more links up, and I will definitely try to be better about that. That's one of the things that's got to go on my to-do list. I'm really gonna start doing stuff. I've said that before, but I am really thinking I gotta start moving on getting things done. You know, get things posted, get things up. You know, not everything costs money, and I visualize it as though that's the case, but that's not true. I mean, there are things that I can do that are within my budget, which are free. My budget is free. If it's free, it's in my budget. But ultimately, it's going to come down to me actually just putting in the effort, man. And that's just the things I can do. Now, that may or may not actually promote my X cases or anything, but ultimately, if it's all stuff that needs to be done in order to have any kind of success. I am trying to decide though if I should launch my Kickstarter on GameFound or Kickstarter or both. I thought about doing them simultaneously and just say, but the problem is you can't really do that because if one fails and you need the money for both, you can't like say, oh, so I might do one right after the other. Once one passes, I can just set a number on the other one just to build it. Just say, um, maybe I'll do one on GameFound that's like for a thing that I want to do anyway, and I'll just set the success level really low on it and do it as all part of the same thing. I don't know. I just want to try to see how GameFound works, and the only way to do that is to try it. Now, one option is to try GameFound, and if it fails, then do it on Kickstarter. Give myself, a practice run. But then again, if it does succeed, did I miss out on all the people that I could have gotten if I had done it on Kickstarter the first time? That's a problem too. You're trying to let everybody have a chance. So it's better to do both if there's a way to do both. Is it unreasonable to do both? Some people probably hate that. I'd say it's not a problem because I would just do it and do one of those, what do you call it? You can do, on GameFound, you can do, and I can kind of see possibly, this is another option for Linktree, I suppose, is put all the major stuff on your bio and add a link tree for other places you can find me, that kind of thing. Other places you can find me and have a link tree and then click on it and it won't have and maybe it'll have all those things, but it'll also have a bunch of other stuff. Just kind of bring you to if there's other things, like if it's got some random videos out there you want to direct people to. And there's actually a thing I was using called Hootsuite. Have you heard of Hootsuite? It allows me to do all my um, social media in one place, which is cool. I've had it go. I had it going for a while back when I was getting ready to launch my Kickstarters last time, and I was trying to do Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and now I have a couple more things since then, so need to trying to get that one turned on too. So much to do, so little time, but it's a lot of stuff that I could just do if I just did a couple things a day. So I think part of it is I need to give myself a list, and I do. I have a list I've started of all the things that need to get done, and then I'm just working on one little thing at a time. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I could put it. I understand. I mean, I see where you're coming from. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I do understand the ease of it for the creator. I do, and I'm as the creator, I definitely can see the benefits. I don't see how it's better for the user, but if I had a lot of side stuff, I could see it, and that's what I'm thinking. You're right. I think it could have a practical play if I had more. If I had a lot of random stuff out there. Hey, check out my collaboration with Joe Blow, and check out my collaboration with Jane Joseph. Well, whatever. I'm making up names, but hey, I was at this thing the other day. Check it out. Um, somebody does an interview with me and they put it on their website. I'm gonna post it. Hey, check out my interview at so and so's thing. All would be good places for random things like that. I think that Linktree would be a good thing. Didn't really answer me about how your work's going though, man. How's your How's your life these days? Keeping busy, keeping happy, plugging away. So you're in the same boat as me, huh? It's time to find something new. Wow, that's a bummer. At my job, they're hiring a lot of offshore people, and they're not they're not firing FTEs, but they're not replacing them. So every time an FTE moves on or retires, whatever, they decide to not be there anymore, they don't replace them. And they just keep bringing in more consultants to fill gaps. And they do replace them, they just don't replace them with FTEs. So we've the FTE portions of the company right now are like maybe 30-40% of the company is our FTEs. So yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, see, that's the weird thing. It's like my company's kind of the same way. They're not doing bad. There's no reason, but and they're not even a publicly held company, which means they don't have to. They're not beholden to stockholders. Uh, so it doesn't make sense that they're doing all these weird cutbacks and stuff. I mean, yeah, you got to be smart with money, but there's something not smart. I don't know if I like the way it's going. Plus, somebody brought this up to me a few weeks ago, and it wasn't until I started really paying attention after that that I'm like, huh, never noticed that. Never really thought it was a big deal. It didn't occur to me. But I can't say it. Can't tell you. You'd have to be in the culture. You'd have to see what's going on yourself to really appreciate the truthfulness of it all. And, you know, yeah. It's just, yeah. It's one of those things you can't talk about because somebody will shoot you. I mean, not literally, but figuratively. It's kind of like, you'll be canceled. Cancel culture. Did you say that? It's true. It don't matter if it's true. By the way, I am not a Caucasian white guy. I am a Hispanic. So you can't come after me like I'm just your average white guy, although I look like, the average white guy. Because we know that white guys can't say nothing about nothing because they will be canceled. You cannot defend yourself, you cannot be condemning, you can't say anything, you can just sit down, shut up, and let people beat the crap out of you. But I've never been homicidal. not that I know of. I've never been discriminated against with the last name Romero. I have had a lot of people tell me, "Hey, do you know Spanish?" And I'm like, as a matter of fact, I do. My grandparents speak Spanish fluently, and they never taught their own kids how to speak Spanish. And my mom, she doesn't speak it. I think she used to speak it a little bit, but not anymore. And I haven't really, seen my mom in a while. But yeah, in fact, I probably speak more Spanish than most of my family because I took 6 years of Spanish in junior high and high school, and I always wanted to get fluent in it, just because I feel like, as a Hispanic, I probably should know some of my, I should be able to say I know some of my language, my native language as it would be. But I'm not really native there, right? Because I was born here. I'm what you call a Chicano, for those that don't know. It's a Mexican born in America. That's what Chicano is. It's like Mexican American. That's what it is. But that said, cancel culture is scary. Everybody, you're not allowed to talk about anything anymore. If you're not, you can only complain about white guys. That's all you can do. The only thing you can do and not get in trouble for is complain about white guys. You can't talk about women. You can't talk about men that aren't white guys. But you can talk about anything else. That's it. I mean, it's really just comes down to white guys can't talk about anything. I think even, it's like black guys can talk about black guys, and Hispanics can talk about Hispanics, but which makes sense. Hey, you're in that class, you're allowed to talk about them, but really, it's all stereotypes, though, right? I mean, really, that's what people are talking about. It's not just about. The problem is everybody assumes everybody who is of a particular race or ethnicity or sexual orientation or whatever are all the same. That's stupid. They're not all the same. Everybody doesn't believe the same things. In fact, there's a lot of YouTubers now that are, was it LGBTQ, whatever that alphabet phrase is, that are actually going against that because they don't believe a lot of the stuff that's being pushed. And I think, well, see, everybody's different. Just because you're of a particular group doesn't mean you're the same. It's like all cops aren't beating up everybody. All cops aren't looking for non-white guys to arrest. Yeah, there's broken cops out there. There's black cops. There's Mexican cops that are doing the same thing, towards other races. But they're not all the same. Everybody's not the same. There are bad apples of every race and creed. And why am I talking about this, you say? Well, I don't know. I got off on a tangent. I fell off the tracks, man. My brain just went, I don't know. I was talking about something, and then all of a sudden I get distracted. Like I said, there's nothing I can't talk about, but on live streaming you shouldn't. So yeah, it's all about the dollars, man. Somebody at the top wants more money. That's what it comes down to. Everybody thinks they should be making more than they are. And maybe there's a few corners you can cut, but the problem is people don't just trim the edges. They go, well, let's see, I just need to trim that piece off, and that little piece over there, and then that little piece over there. They're like, if I can cut that off, well, what happens if I cut the whole dang corner off? Now it's a circle. I've always wanted to be a circle, not a square. I humor myself. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I can't help it. I humor myself sometimes. I find myself so much funny. Much funnier than most people find me. So my apologies. If you don't agree, say, what is with this guy, man? He's finding himself, he's laughing at his own words. They're not even, what was that comedian they were talking about? I saw a YouTube thing about a comedian the other day that people always said, the guy's not even funny, but yet he's like famous. I'm like, that's me. I'm not famous though. I'm not funny, but I think I am sometimes. If you won't laugh at my jokes, I will, dang it. They deserve it. There's nothing wrong with a good dad joke every now and then. I am a dad after all. I say dad jokes are some of the best jokes. You know why? Because they're mostly clean. I mean, really. That's what I call dad jokes. You don't hear a lot of F words and cuss words and other derogatory crap in a dad joke. They are just fun, silly jokes. Meant to entertain, not insult. And those are the best kind, man. Here you thought you were going to come here to watch a guy paint. And look how little painting I've actually done, because that's my MO, man. I'll get paint work done, but it'll be slow, arduous, and probably only moderately capable. I won't even say skilled. It gets by. But that's okay. I don't mind getting by. I am a get by kind of guy. As long as I can, as long as people find some value in watching me, I can live with it. You know what I haven't done in a long time is play my board game. I've been wanting to get back to it. Frosthaven. Dang, it's like I said, it's just got too many freaking things on the docket. And I was actually getting a lot of followers doing that. A lot of people were coming by and watching, a lot of good views. But it's a time-consuming effort. And to be honest, I was getting frustrated with it because I was having to restart so many times, or redo them. And people kept telling me, just play easier. And it's like I'm having trouble mentally doing that because I'm too competitive. I don't like to admit that it's work. I don't like to admit that I have been struggling with playing it by the rules, playing it as it's designed. To me, that means I need to learn to be better. But that also means that if I get frustrated and failing to win, then it's like I don't want to play. People say then play it easier. It's like, then I don't want to do that. If I can't win, I'm not gonna play. Spoken like a true 9-year-old. If I can't win, I'm not gonna play. Dang it. Oh, I will get back to it. I will play some more. I will. 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 I just don't know when. Especially now with my new push to try to get my. I have to reach. I don't know. Like I see people put goals and stuff on their streams. I need to start doing stuff like that. Give me follows, and I don't want just follows on my streams. I want follows on my Facebook for people that want. Because I don't. I mean, okay, it's helpful to have followers on my stream because I don't know. I think that pulls you up on the what do you call algorithms or whatever. The more people are watching you, the more you get to move up and be seen. The more you're seen, the better chance you have of actually getting, seen by more people, more followers. It's just the way it works, right? It's cascading reaction. You want to get to the point where you have, well, what do they call it, critical mass, where you're constantly getting followers. Like you're getting followers every time you go live. Because like Critical Role, they get new followers every time they go live. Every time you can be watching their follower thing tick up while you're watching them do their thing. I don't think I've ever seen a show of theirs where they didn't have another 50 to 100 followers by the end of a stream, which is amazing, really. But it's just the way you want to get. Now, most people aren't going to go up 50 to 100, but if you go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 every time you go live, that's critical mass. That means you're on a growth spurt. Now, those same things. Now, I think Critical Role loses people too, but not at the same rate. They rarely lose them during. It's usually after, right? They hear some news, something about them or whatever, and it bugs them and they get off. Or they just decide they don't want to watch D&D anymore and they get off. You get to a certain point, you do start losing people. Now, I lose people. So when you've only got, 50 followers and you lose one in a month. Oh no, that's 1/50th of all my followers. I can't have that. No, stop it. Where are you going, man? Can't have that. But hey, I actually did a body beast workout this morning. I did arms. I hadn't done a body beast in a while. I still kind of fudged it because okay, so body beast is like you do fixed sets, and now I haven't been doing fixed sets lately. I've been doing max sets, or really close. Max sets are about doing as many as you can, right? And that's all fine and dandy, but it's also very hard. But I think it just pushes the muscles a little bit more to their limits, which I like. And that's kind of the purpose in it. I just feel like I get more out of it when every set feels like, you know what? It's about as many as I could do. You're not doing 15 and then go, phew, I made that one. I could have either done 17 or 18, but that'll give me more room for the next one. So the problem is, you can't do that with Body Beast, right? Because with Body Beast, you go up in weight as you're doing them. So you go 15, 12, 8, and each time the weight goes up. Well, if you're maxing every time, and you go 15, 12, 8, or you're doing max, so you end up doing 22, increase the weight, and then you do like 10, because you're not really taking breaks, so you're like, your break is just switching the weight, which is almost nil, because you're supposed to be ready with the next set. So, as a result, you end up kind of over exhausting, which is good, but it also means you don't get the same reps. So what ends up happening is like sometimes my next set will be like 5 because I went up in weight. So what I ended up having to do was actually do it in reverse. Do heavier first, then you can go lighter, and then you're able to keep the numbers up. Because like if you go, you end up doing 17 of the heavier weight, but now you're really burned out because you went pretty much to your max. So you drop off 5 pounds on that. Now you can do maybe 12, and then you don't take breaks. You just go straight to the next weight, and you do okay. And then you're like, okay, well, I can do 10 of the next weight. So yeah, you're just changing your weights, which is good, but also very, 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 very exhausting. And hopefully your arms, or whatever muscle group you're working out, is now going to be a little sore the next couple days, because that's the goal. Well, a little sore. You don't want to be so sore that you're crippled. You know, like, oh no, I can't lift anything up. My arms hurt so bad. Because if you're that sore, well, that's problematic, right? It's kind of hard to be really, 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 really. I don't know. What's the word? It's hard to find that balance. You know, the goal is to try. For me, it's trying to find a way to build up strength while not gaining weight. And everybody goes, "That you can't do that." I mean, they don't all say that, but a lot of trainers will go, "Well, dude, you got to eat to build muscle." And I get that, but it's really about you got to eat right to build muscle, right? You got to get the right. You got to get protein in, and so yeah, getting the right amounts of stuff is the tricky part. So really, I haven't built muscle mass at all. That's what that comes down to. Whatever I'm doing is not working. I'm not getting weaker or anything. I mean, I can lift just about the same. But that's why I'm trying new stuff. That's why I'm trying this max variant, because the fixed set variant ain't working. So I'm messing around with max work. And you got to stick with something for a few weeks, few months, whatever, before you can truly verify if it's doing anything. So that's why I have not been streaming much, because they're all the same. I mean, they're not all the same workout, but they're the same premise. So my niche is not being filled, and my goal to find a niche is not happening. So that's my reasoning, and I'm sticking to it. Let's see. I gotta paint his whip. It's time for the whip to be whipped into shape. Let's see. How many calories is in this drink? 10. Okay, that's not too bad. It's right down there. Right down. It's right down there with kickstarts, which I drink a lot of kickstarts. I've been drinking a lot less lately because I've been mixing it up with drinking ice, and now I've been drinking a lot of ghosts. Not a lot of ghosts. I don't drink a lot of ghosts because these things have 200 what is it, 200 and some milligrams, no, 200 milligrams of caffeine. So gotta watch yourself with these puppies. This is like one a day kind of thing. Now I think I've actually drank two in a day once. I drank one like at noon on a Saturday and then one in the evening. But I also didn't do my pre-workout that day. So, because my pre-workouts have 250 milligrams of caffeine. That gets me through the morning. So that pretty much is my caffeine intake for the day unless I drink a Kickstart. Which isn't that much. It's about a cup of coffee over 16 ounces, so it's not too bad. But when I drink Ghost, I only drink them like on Fridays and Saturdays or days when I'm going to have the night off, so I can stay up late if I want to. And so yeah, that's kind of the idea there. I know. Once again, off topic. All right, what can I do with this belt or this whip? Now there's black whips and there's brown whips. I'm trying to think, do I want a brown whip? I'm thinking I want him to go with a red leather whip, but the thing is, he's already kind of reddish brown, so it's kind of like, eh. And if I go with black, it's like, black is not a color. It's already black. I mean, it's got some paint on it, but. So do I paint it black and then try to spice it up with some coloring? I don't know. It's like, I think I might make the handle like a gold, just so that it's different. So yeah. I think I'm gonna paint. Oh man, black is such a lame color though. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go with lame black. Lame black it is. And then I'll try to spice it up with some white, you know, give it some shadowing with or highlights. I don't know. Should I go uber duper ultra pure black and then try to highlight it? Can you do would ultra duper heavy black work if you put white on it? I mean like ultra heavy black. Like you need to put varnish. Okay, so this stuff. This Misu black. This is like black beyond all blackiness. If you want to see any kind of highlights using this thing, you have to put them on, because whatever you put it on will vanish. It's like all detail just vanishes. It just becomes black. There is no item anymore. It doesn't exist. Whatever you painted is no longer in existence. That's pretty much what it is. I've used it before. I've used it for let's see, what did I put it on? See if I figure out what I put it on, I'll show you. What did I put it on? I'm trying to, something I painted kind of recently. It wasn't the whole thing. It was just part of it, but Great Gurgly Murgly. I can't remember. Actually, you know what it is? I think it was part of a figure I painted for my son. So it might not even exist. It might not be in my repertoire of things I can show you. Like you could use it for like eyes, and the eyes will just be like black spots. I mean black spots. Like there's no color, no reflection on them. It's crazy. The stuff is awesome. I've used it. And you can see some samples of people painting with it online. Thing is, it's not a great paint for adherence. So I typically don't like to use it as a overcoat, something that's easily touched, because it will start to come off. You can put varnish on it, like a matte varnish, and you want to get like a super matte varnish, but it'll get a little bit of light reflectivity out of that, simply because it puts a coat on it. It takes away a little bit of the a little bit of the thing is, I don't know how you would highlight it. I'm thinking black leather whip has a look. It's gonna have some sheen to it. So basically what this stuff does is it'll block like 99% or 98% of light. So that's why you really get almost no sheen. So nothing. So unless you're in a well lit area, you can't see any detail. If you look online, Musu black is probably one of the most blackest things you'll see. There's I think Squidmar painted with it. A couple of people online have painted with it and tested it out as being one of the blackest blacks you can get. Now, Vallejo black is known to be a pretty good black. In fact, I think Squidmar did a test of all the different blacks, and Musu by far the blackest. But second place was actually Vallejo's black, which this one is Reaper. I don't think Reaper was even in the race. But do I have Vallejo's black here? Yeah, this is Vallejo's black gray. And I don't think theirs is actually, I don't think I have the black of Vallejo that's considered super black. Like this is black, this is Vallejo. But I think their super black has got like, this is just called black, but it's called like deep black or ultra black or some kind of thing. I don't think it's called black. But even that, you can look at the tops. Let's see. This is Reaper's. You can see Reaper's has more shine to it. The Vallejo one is pretty flat. Let's put some light down on these guys. Okay, so you can kind of see. See, that one's a much flatter color. And that one's got a little bit more reflectivity to the light, so you can see more detail in it. That one's not as much. Now that, I tell you, that stuff is crazy. I mean, it would literally look, it's like, it looks like a void. I know, I'm talking it up, but it is what it is. And I'm actually going to use the Reaper one, because I actually don't want it to be 100% black. And trust me, I'm always looking for reasons to use those blacks, because I think they're cool. But sometimes, bubble, blob. Okay, close enough. Let's do this. I guess painting something black is different from the base color black, color of the plastic slash resin. One of these days I will paint a figure with that. I mean, an outright figure, but I got to figure out how best to coat it, because it will definitely need coating, because I don't want the stuff to come off. I don't know if I have a good enough matte black or not, or a matte coating. I have an anti-sheen, which is supposed to be pretty good, but now when I say anti-sheen, I never mean Reapers. Oh God, I have an anti-sheen I bought from them. Supposed to be able to put on paints to make them not shiny. Oh, and it's the worst, absolute worst. It leaves like these weird fragments in there, and I would not wish it upon anybody. Sorry, Reaper. I like a lot of your stuff, man, but that's not one of them. I don't even know if they make it anymore, because it's just bad. Bad, 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 bad. Did I mention it's bad? I tried everything. I thought maybe I didn't mix it well enough, so I shook the living patoodles out of it. And then I tried it again. I mixed it with other stuff, like with a medium, and it just there was no making that stuff work. It just totally was always terrible. Okay, how do I paint? Oh god, I do not want to touch the wrong part of this guy, and I cannot get the inside of this thing. All right, maybe I got it. Maybe sort of in a way. Oddly enough, this guy's got some little weird parts on his. You know what? I think what it is the little piece that's there that shouldn't be, is broken. The whip is supposed to have like a little tip on the end here. I think that tip broke off. I tell you, these guys are fragile. It's like I don't know when it broke. I don't know if it was broken since I got it or if I broke it at some point because I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look at my review because I always do a review when I get these things, and I will talk about how well it came, how well it was, what condition it was in when I got it, and basically I'll set up when I get a new Mini like that. I will set up a review, and I mean, without even opening it first. I don't want to have it. No, it hasn't been exposed to the world yet when I do my reviews, because I want it to be, hey, this is what I get out of the box, And so yeah, these guys are okay. This is a Hero Forge, and by no means are they bad, but um, they're not the best. There are I've a few miniatures guys out there like now they don't do custom. I haven't gotten one from all the custom places, so I can't compare custom places, but where they print the mini on demand, like Etsy. Etsy prints it on demand, but they do, they have STLs and stuff. But Hero Forge, their minis are all about you customizing a mini. So you got they have this software that lets you basically create the mini you want, you know, and then they print it out for you and ship it to you. So one of the key items that it lacks is there's not a lot of detail. I mean, it's decent. It's got decent detail. He's a nice figure. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he's got some stuff that's pretty good. But what he's lacking is, like he doesn't have like a lot of texture. There's like almost no texture, and the only texture you get, like if you get like any print beyond there or lower than their most expensive, nicest, highest quality print, you'll get a lot of the resin speckles. Looks like dirt, or it looks like a texture, but it's not supposed to be on there. It's an inappropriate texture. All right, so I've decided his whip is going to have a gold handle or goldish handle. Should I go with bronze or should I just go with gold or something of my sparkly color shifter stuff? How about, what is this? Hoplite gold? What is hoplite gold? Kind of a like green gold? I mean, green gold. Gold is green, right? Green, that's what gold is. It's a yellowish, shiny gold. But I don't know. I mean, it's almost like a bronze, huh? I mean, if you look at the bottle, it looks like a bronze. Thing is, this is a smooth area. There's not a lot of cracks and crevices for it to shrink into. So I don't know if that's the best color or not. Is it a good idea to have a metal handle on a whip? Because, metal handles are slippery, right? It's always better to have leather. Leather's easy to grip. Metal's not a great grippy thing. And the connecting point, I can't tell what the heck's going on with that connecting point between the handle. Between the handle and the whip itself. I can't tell if it's yeah, I have no idea how that is. It like held on with a strap? I mean, what the heck is that? I don't know. Is that what it's supposed to be? Like it's a handle that's tied onto the whip? I don't know, that's really weird. I can't tell. Huh. So I was finally getting my paints organized, and I got an entire case of browns. I thought, at one point I was thinking, I don't have enough brown. Now I'm like, looking, I've been replacing brown too much. I'm getting a lot of brown these days. Should I go with a chocolate brown? I'm just trying to do a brown that's not like, doesn't match his skin. I don't want him to look, you know, I don't want him to be the same color, all his gear be the same color as his skin. I do have a tendency, you gotta also think too many colors on a figure can be off-putting, can be bad. Let's just put it that way. What they say, what I heard is a good way to balance things out so things come together if you're using multiple colors is use the same color wash on the entire thing. And that gives the hue a matching hue to everything, which helps it to just look more cohesive, which is a good idea. And I think I've done stuff like that. Like some people use just a black wash over everything. Problem is that really tones down everything. So, but you can use like a if you have like blue, you can use blue wash on any on a brown, on a yellow, whatever, and it'll give everything a bluish or lean towards green if it's yellow or whatever. But it actually makes everything kind of come together if you're using a wash. But if you have like a dark blue and you're using a wash, as long as it's thin enough and you don't just slather it on. I don't believe in slathering on colors, slathering on washes. I've done it, and almost every freaking time I regret it. I said, I'm just going to throw this on there and I'll just adjust. I think, now it's just more work to fix it. And I've decided I don't like doing that. I don't like slopping colors on anywhere. So I've decided there's never a good time to slop it on. Although I've done it, and I probably will do it again. It has a lot to do with kind of hurry I'm in. Just get the color on there, dang it. But the closest thing you can slop on are base coats. Because you're going to go over them anyway. You're going to go through and you're going to fix them. You're going to highlight them. You're going to put a wash over them. My shaky hands are coming through. As long as they don't result in me shaking up something I don't want to shake up. Sometimes I think when you start tensing up, like you're really trying to focus on something, you're like, your hand just starts shaking. It's like, oh, relax, relax, relax. Don't let your hand just do its job. Don't try so hard. You'll be fine. Aum. It's like deep breaths. Just take it easy. But it's such a hard spot to paint. I can't take it easy. You can do it. The thing is, a lot of times, you're like tensing up, you're trying to get that thing painted correctly, and you don't realize that it's your tensing up that's making it paint so hard, making it so hard to paint. Okay, you know what? I'm looking at this whip, trying to figure out how it goes around. It's like, okay, if that's the end, it goes up, and then I can see it goes here, and then it goes through. Okay, this whip is um, geometrically broken. Of course, nobody who looks at it's going to see that, but I'm looking at it going, yeah, there's something broken about that thing. That's not right. There's something way off about that. All right, so no, I don't use oil paint. I use acrylics, which are water-based. So I think I'm going to be calling it for now. I'll probably be painting again tomorrow, and I plan to get on later and be playing. I think we're planning to play some Baldur's Gate tonight, so that'll probably be in the I don't know, so 9:30 my time or so. But so if you're around, you should come by and say hi. Come by and watch us try. We're level 4 right now, cruising right along, trying to make some progress. We're not a very good. We're actually kind of a terrible D&D group. It's just that we all kind of go off and do our own thing, and it's like last time I think we wasted probably 1,200 gold because people would wander off on their own and they'd go die, and we'd have to go resurrect. And the problem is they'd go get in a battle that maybe as a team we could win, but because they went and got killed, we can't. The remainders can't go help because there's not enough of us anymore. It's like, we really probably should not get into fights so much on our own, or two people go take on a big crowd of guys, and you're like, So what happened yet last time is I was exploring and they were exploring, and then I hear them, hey, they're going, oh, I think I'm gonna die, and I'm like, what? What's going on? Yeah, we ran into some guys. We decided to try to fight with them, and yeah, they killed one person already, and it's just me left. And then when one of our other members of our party will try to get in there and go help, and it's like, okay, they get killed. They get there late. The other person's already dead. Now they're trapped and they're trying to fight. And I'm like, why are you guys fighting? I don't even know where you are. And I'm like trying to get to them. And then that person dies. And I'm like, well, I'm not going in there. I just go back to camp and resurrect everybody. But that costs like 600 gold to bring everybody back. And it's like, that's a really expensive thing to do. And that happened twice last time. And then when everybody dies, of course, you just reload. So everything you've done for the last however long it took you to get to that death cost everybody. You basically lose everything. So it's like, come on, people, let's not die all day. I don't want to be dying all the time. I'm a very cautious player, which can be problematic, I guess. It's not as fun to those people who like to throw caution to the wind. And we've got at least 2 people in our group that just love to just throw caution to the wind. They're like, yeah, they're okay with the whole, that's part of the game. But it's like, I don't like dying. Good thing we're not playing hardcore. You can play hardcore in Baldur's Gate. That is definitely a thing. But we have not done that, and I'm glad we don't do that, because we would all be dead. It's a very... And I don't know that it's even possible to be successful at... I think you can play hardcore. No, I'm almost positive there's a hardcore version of it. But it's just... And then there's a hard variation that... I mean, okay, so don't get me wrong. Even if you play, like, death is death, you can still resurrect yourself and stuff, but if you die completely, if the whole party dies, then you're done. That's it. It's over. Anyway. Alright, I think I'm taking a break. I'm going to stop for now. He's getting closer. All the little details are starting to come together. And I'm good with that for today. Tomorrow, maybe he'll get to see light of day. He'll get to play a little bit in our campaign. And we'll see. And we'll see what else I can get done tomorrow morning. We'll see what exciting new prospects there are of tasks of progress. You have a good one, TDL. And maybe I'll see you this evening. Maybe not. But until next time, take it easy.